Sorry about that, yawn. Welcome. Hi. Yeah, I'm in the middle of a workday. You know how it is. But I thought, why not just revel in the fact that we get to have a break together. So yeah, I actually have my lunch here, but I'm gonna try to not make this into an ASMR eating stream, but I want to eat at the same time, so if you excuse me. Mm, I My mom always taught me to not speak and eat at the same time. Yeah, I went with omusoba, which is one of my favorite dishes today, and of course, for drink, I went with milk. Cheers. I um, I recently started a new job actually, so this is like my first lunch since starting this new job, and it's been a long time coming actually. I yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to start a new job, and it feels nice to be able to get back to the grind that was before the summer. So in one way, I'm grateful, but in another way, I'm tired. It takes a while to get used to getting back to the grind, for sure, for sure, for sure. But yeah, I mean, so far, even if this is, I think as you grow older, when I was younger, I used to think that, like, you know, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday corporate jobs, those were the worst. Like, you didn't want those kind of jobs, but now I have one, and I'm pretty grateful to have free weekends where I can do whatever I want. So yeah, that's pretty neat actually. I feel a little bit blessed with the 2 free days of the week, and not having to cancel plans with friends. Uh, Excuse me, because I have to work. I used to work a lot of weekends. I've done a lot of weekend jobs, and now I have all these benefits. I in the north, healthcare and those kind of things. It's free. It's free here. Well, mostly free, but in general, it's free. So I don't have to worry about health insurance and that kind of stuff. But I get some other benefits. That's very nice. They pay us to work out and stuff like that. So I'm happy about that. That's good. But I mean, I would probably have some stories from this job eventually too. But I feel like this is a more calm and collected place that will where I won't have as many horror stories as I might have from previous jobs. I mean, for example, I worked many different places and fields, and yeah, but for example, I used to work in a grocery store, and I'm not sure what it is, but I feel like when it comes to people and food, that's like people get very rude when it comes to their food. I think I also worked in a grocery store that was like known for being quite cheap. So I think, yeah, the money is more important and how much you spend when you shop in a store like that. But one time I had this customer call us on. I was in charge at the time of the store, and our phone rang, and they called us, and they said like, hey, I bought chicken from you guys, and it has mold on it. And I was like, in my customer service voice, I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's not supposed to happen. Will you tell me what brand it was?" And they told me this quite known brand here in the north. Well, the only thing is that that store didn't sell that brand. So yeah. So I told her that well, we don't have that brand. So no, excuse me. I went, "Oh, I'm sorry, we don't sell that brand here." And then she all of a sudden there was this like sound or noise in the background, and you could hear her go like, "Oh no." It was a dude's name. What should we call him? Let's call him Sven. She was like, "Oh no, Sven, you can't do that. I'm on the phone." So, like, my general perception was that her boyfriend was feeling her up while she was on the phone with me, which was extremely weird. But then I was like, "Hello, are you still there?" At this point, I was beginning to drop the customer service voice. I could tell this wasn't going the right way. Anyways, she wanted a refund, and I was like, well, if you bring the chicken in, I'll and the receipt, I'll take a look at it, and you'll for sure get a refund. And then she started going like, "Well, I don't have a receipt, la la la." Of course she didn't, because she was lying out of her ass. And then I said, "Well, if there's no receipt, I think you have to call our general customer service, because I can't help you from the store. There's nothing I can do." And then she started going on like, "Well, my boyfriend, Sven, he's a cop. And if you don't do as I say, what's your name? Tell me what's your name." And I was like, "Oh, well, I'm not going to tell you what my name is. That's not important." She was like, "Tell me what your name is. I'm gonna make sure that the police knows about this, and my boyfriend is the police." And I was like, okay, that's nice to hear. Goodbye." And then I hung up on her. I know that's not the best customer service, but it is what it is. Let me just. And here in the north, we're always taught that. I'm sorry if this sound is gross. I'm trying to eat away from the microphone. I mean, I'm trying to not eat so close to your face. But here in the north, I think as any other place, we're taught that the customer is always right. But I think if you worked in retail or, customer service of any kind, you quickly realize that is not the case. The customer is not always right. And for example, I'm very into fashion and sewing. So I've worked in a fabric store, for example, which was very fun when you could give advice to people about their projects. But one summer when I worked there, we had a long line. For some reason, everyone wanted to buy fabric that day. And there was a customer who, she came in and it was her turn, so she didn't try to skip ahead or anything, but it was her turn. And then she came to the front and she was like, "Okay, so I bought these curtains here," because we did sell curtains too. "I bought these curtains here 2 years ago, and I want to take them back." And I was like, well, bear in mind, I was not the person handling this customer. It was my colleague, but I could hear everything because she was very loud. And she was like, "I want to take them back. Here's the receipt." And besides the fact that the product was 2 years old, there was also the fact that the product is not a product we sold anymore. So it was like a dated product that wasn't in our, it wasn't in our lineup at all anymore. So yeah. But and then my colleague, who was very nice and polite, told her that, well, we don't sell this anymore. And it says on the receipt that our return policy is 2 weeks. So, and then she proceeded to like throw this fit, and she was like, this is stupid, all stores has at least like 1 year return policy now. Why don't you let me return these? Well, I think hers was, maybe it wasn't 2 years, maybe it was 1 year, and she was like, it's not been more than a year since I bought these. And I kept thinking, like, what store has a return policy of 1 year? I've never heard of that. That's insane, because to me that's just like, you can buy curtains and then you can let them hang in your window, and then you're like, well, I don't want these anymore, I'm tired of this color, or this texture or fabric or whatever, and then you can just take them back. So I mean, no one has a return policy of 1 year. It was just stupid. And then then when she walked out, she was like, I'm gonna make sure everyone knows how sucky this store is. And all the other customers just looked at her and basically laughed. So it was nice that I felt like they were on our side and thought she was being stupid. But yeah, it was a ride for sure. Let me just get another bite. I just got an email about a skeb request being approved, which is always nice during lunchtime. We like that. People say that, oh, you'll get addicted to skebs. You'll get so many skebs, and I'm here to tell you that they're not wrong. I mean, it's very tempting because it's so easy. And even me, who's like decent at Japanese, I'm still like lazy enough and write my prompts. Most of the time I write them in English because I can't be bothered, but I write in some in Japanese, like when I feel like I want to practice. When I feel like I want to practice Japanese, I write skeb prompts in Japanese. But yeah, it's so easy, and there's so many amazing artists, so I feel like it's an easy way to lose money for sure. Like when I do my covers, I always look for artists for hours, and I feel like I have so many artists that I follow now. But it's when you get an email from Skeb, there's that adrenaline rush of like, new artwork, new artwork, new artwork. Speaking of that, what do you think about my office lady look? I mean, this is as office lady as I can get. I still have to keep it within my style, but here in the north, they're not very strict with dress code. So I thought, why not make it, more my style? So this is what I came up with. It was a lovely skeb artist. I think they go by the nickname Ich, which, if you don't know, that means me in German. I'm not sure if that artist knows because they're Japanese, but it means me in German. I used to take German classes in, most of my school time, actually. I took German. Let me just get another bite. A close friend of mine, she hates the sound of someone chewing, so I'm trying to be cautious because there might be people out there like her, so I don't want everyone to hear my even though I am enjoying myself. Speaking of which, of VTubers and artwork and everything like that, I'm assuming everyone has seen the the Hololive English Generation 2 announcement. I was so excited because well, actually, my favorite illustrator of all time is Lam, the illustrator who has done Ollie from Hololive Indonesia. I love their artwork so much, and I have done for many years. But the new generation has two of my other favorite illustrators. The Mouse Girl is illustrated by Mika Picasso, who is an amazing artist. And she recently, I say she because I think Mika sounds like a woman's name, so maybe she's not a she. Let's go with them instead. So they did Seishonagon from Fate, which has become one of my favorite servants as of late, because she reminds me of Nanasaki Nicole from Tokyo Seven Sisters a lot in her personality and even her voice, even though they don't share the same voice actor. But I love Ai Faros, who does Seishonagon, and I love Minase Inori, who does Nanasaki Nicole. But I love Seishonagon. She's so much fun with her "Check it out." So to see her do another VTuber, I mean, she's done a few before, but I don't think any of them are very active anymore. Especially she was known for doing Kaguya Luna, who kind of just disappeared as far as I know. She just went up in flames, because if I remember correctly, let me just check her Twitter. She just stopped updating one day, I think. So her whole existence is a little bit of a mystery. Let me see what Twitter says. Kaguya Luna. So yeah. Let's see what she says. Yeah, みんな頼め ツイート見て I can't read that kanji. フォースコスコのスコエビの次にな yeah, I mean, there wasn't, her last tweet just says, "Thank you everyone, I love you, I want you to believe me." And yeah, that was it. That tweet was made the 30th of October 2020. And since then, she hasn't been seen. But she has the same illustrator as the Mouse Girl in the new generation of Hololive. So I look forward to seeing her activities. I don't remember her name. Isn't it like Taco Bell or something? I think it sounds like Taco Bell. It's something like that. Well, she's very cute. And she has twin tails, and I can't say that word. Twin tails are always good in my book. If you ask me, twin tails is always a good thing. So yeah. Let me just get another bite. I have to get through the food before I have to keep working, you know? Maybe there's someone out there who likes this sound. It's a little bit ASMR. Except it's not ASMR because I have this backing track of, we're surrounded by people in this cafeteria, so it's not really ASMR. This very full cafeteria. Anyways, going back to not Mika Picasso, but the other favorite illustrator, who is, honestly, some people have said that this generation too is like Fate the generation, and I'm not going to disagree, because I think 4 out of 5 has worked with Fate. One of them has only done craft essences, I think, but that counts. I'd say that counts. But Wadarko has done the Titty Time Girl. Can I say that? Titty Time Girl. That she's illustrated by Wadarko, who is the illustrator for the Fate franchise. Hey Sasu, welcome to lunch. Welcome. So yeah, and I'm not sure. We're gonna go with they there too, but they did the Fate Extra illustrations, and so yeah, and Tamamo is my original favorite female servant. So I was very, very, very excited to see Valarko in the game of VTubers, and I'm very excited to see her move. Hey Sasu, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. Welcome to lunch. I'm enjoying it as best as I can, to be honest. It's okay. It's okay, good. Could have been better. But you know, I'm actually not a picky eater at all. I mentioned this briefly in another stream, but I have let's call it like a food condition. Let's call it that. Which means I don't really care about food. But that also means that I'm not that picky because I don't really care, as long as it's, nutrition, and I don't faint, because I also easily get low blood sugar and faint. Have done since I was a very, very small demon, so yeah. So one of my daily struggles is trying to figure out what to eat for dinner, and because I'm not that big of a fan of cooking, so I'd like to do easy stuff. One of my favorites right now is welcome. It's fine. Lunch is still not over. Welcome to lunch. So yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, about food, which means that it's a daily struggle. But one of my favorites right now is very, millennial. I like to do a late night avocado toast. Hey, welcome to lunch, where I do, you do this sourdough bread, and then you take some, stay with me, you take some mayonnaise. You take some mayonnaise, and you spread it on top of the bread, and then you cut up an avocado. You put it on the bread, and then you fry up an egg, and you put the egg on top. And that's just an amazing quick dinner that doesn't really require any skills at all, except maybe the skills to fry up an egg, which can be, that can be frightening in its own way. Yeah, go ahead, ask questions. It's lunch. We can talk about anything here. This is where the bosses don't see us, so any questions are welcome. So yeah, but I was gonna talk more about the titty girl from the New Hololive, but yeah, she was illustrated by one of my favorite illustrators. So I'm looking forward to here. Well, you can microwave the eggs? Really? I've never microwaved an egg. I have this I feel like if you put an egg in a microwave, it's gonna explode. Maybe it won't, but it feels like, in my mind, if you microwave an egg, it's gonna explode. But maybe I should check that out. But don't they become like boiled eggs? I mean, like fried eggs? Oh, I'm not gonna discriminate any eggs. I like any and all eggs. All eggs are valid. If I said did world is not reality, did you trust me? I mean, I've seen The Matrix, so there's a possibility. Everything's possible. That's the way it is. I've seen The Matrix. And there were pills involved. Speaking of pills, that was what I was gonna get to. So yeah, for example, if I could, I would love to just not be able to eat food. I would love to just be able to take a pill and get, all the nutrition you need. And then if you had, the munchies, or if you really wanted to eat something, then you could eat it. But you didn't have to think about what to eat every day. I think that's just, that's just thoughts you don't need to put any energy into. Oh, also you can do poached eggs like that. That I kind of believe because, you know, I'm gonna be real with you here. Poached eggs are probably like pretty low on my list of favorite kind of eggs. I'd say, I mean, scrambled, boiled, and fried are my favorite eggs. I think that's my top three. Oh, really? You can? That's see. This just proves. I feel like I'm gonna have to experiment with eggs. Oh well, I'm gonna Google it to make sure you're not lying to me. But maybe microwave eggs. Well, see, as I said, I don't like cooking. But really, if you put it in the microwave for 1 minute, then will it become soft boiled, hard boiled, or will it? What's going to happen with it? What kind of texture are we talking? Because if we're talking boiled eggs, my favorite boiled egg is the ones that's, you know, right in the middle. In the Swedish tongue, we have a word that's called lagom, which means just enough. So that's my favorite kind of boiled egg. It's just enough. You know, when the yolk is kind of like still golden, but the white is like not runny as it is with a soft boiled egg. That's the perfect texture of a boiled egg. If you ask me. That's just my personal opinion. But I haven't tried boiling them. I actually have this egg boiling machine. So yeah. I mean, I'm happy enough. Okay. So 1 minute is like soft boiled. Okay. Maybe if you do 120. No, me neither. I have a sister who she loves hard boiled eggs. I mean, to the point where, you know, if you boil an egg too hard, the yolk will get almost gray. That's her favorite texture, and that's just weird if you ask me. When I do my karaoke streams, I usually drink water and say vasa. But today we have milk for lunch. Because when you're just talking like this, you don't have to have water in your throat to keep it, you know, soft and supple and sweet. So yeah. Oh, this is my last bite actually. I'm sorry if you're getting ASMR that you didn't ask for. Oh look, egg is the best thing in the world. We do love eggs. Eggs are amazing. I'm gonna become an egg tuber at this point. Next stream will be me frying eggs live on camera, showing you how it's done. Well, sometimes I fail miserably. You know, when you put it in the pan and you think it's ready to be turned, but it's not. So you try it anyways, but it just falls apart. Yeah, that's happened to me a couple of times. It's really sad. It's a RIP moment. Milk. I'm not sure. Are you the only boy on this stream? I don't think we should out people's genders like this. That's not needed. Potatoes. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about potatoes. I do love potatoes. Potatoes. I do love potatoes, but you know, there's one type of food that I like together with my friends called the food of life, and that food, that's fries. French fries. It's just amazing. So good. Speaking of French fries and eggs, there's this really famous brunch place here up in the north. They have like 3 restaurants in my city. Very, very good. And you know, eggs are common at brunch. But they opened this new store. And I went there. And they had this like, I think they called it loaded fries. Loaded fries was fries, but there was also an egg on it. A fried egg on it. That was, And then I think there was some like sour cream and stuff on it too. Good, amazing, very, 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 very good. I realized that I have a hard time saying V properly. I'm gonna blame the fact that English is not my first language. That's just the way it is. That's fine. I'll fry you up some eggs. You can eat them. That's fine. I'll make it happen. Just come on over. So yeah, but yeah, the loaded fries, amazing. I didn't really think I was going to talk this much about food, but I mean, as you can see in front of me, this, what's it called? Omusoba. Yeah, this omusoba. Well, it has an omelet on it, and an omelet is made out of eggs. You know, that's the way it is. And when I go to Japan, my favorite Japanese food is well, you know, sometimes things happen and it becomes an extreme. Well, we're gonna continue with the eggs. When I go to Japan, my favorite food it's not ramen, it's not sushi. Well, I do love sushi, but we're gonna get to that later. But it's those they have in the convenience stores, they have these like triangle sandwiches, and there are the ones with egg sandwich inside of them, and that egg sandwich inside of them. That's not what I meant to say. Egg salad inside of them, and they're just so good. I think they're just made with you know, chopped up eggs and some mayonnaise, and you just put that between 2 very, very white breads. 2 very, very white pieces of breads, but it's amazing. Omu rice too, and omusoba that's in front of me. Amazing stuff. Yeah, they're when I get to Japan, the first thing I buy when I land is always, because like all the airports have konbinis. So the first thing I buy is always an egg sandwich. It's like a tradition by now that the first thing that has to go into my mouth when I land in Japan is egg sandwich. Yeah, I've heard they're easy to make at home, but I haven't tried it because I feel like I'll never be able to live up to how good they actually are in Japan. Omelette is good too. I think omelette is good. There was sushi. I was gonna say something about sushi. I do love sushi, but I have lived in Japan, and I'm gonna have to be honest here and say that I actually prefer sushi from the north and not from Japan. It's kind of weird, but Japanese sushi, and I say this even though I love fish, but it has this like very fishy taste to it that we don't have here in the north. Well, here's the thing. So, the most popular sushi piece is actually the salmon, which isn't surprising. The salmon is amazing. But the thing is that salmon isn't even a common fish in Japan. So 90% of their sushi salmon is actually imported from Norway. And Norway is a country of the north, which means that in most cases, the salmon sushi is actually fresher here in the north, which is closer to Norway, than it is in Japan, which is actually the country where sushi originates from. I do like omelette. So yeah, that's kind of interesting, but so sushi in Japan isn't my favorite, but I love sushi here at home where I live. Which, you know, luckily now you can order sushi to your door. It kind of happened this year with the whole panini thing. Really? French sushi is awful? Oh, that sucks. That sucks. I'd say our sushi is actually very good. I've come to the point where when I started eating sushi, I was like, give me a plate of 8 pieces with mixed sushi. But I think I realized as time went on that actually I'm gonna be boring and say that my favorites are avocado and salmon, and then I'm gonna order only avocado and salmon. So yeah, I decided to go that way. And now I'm boring, and every time I order sushi, I ask for only salmon and avocado. But it's really, really good. Like before the panini hit, I think the only thing you could order to your door here in the north was pizza. We have this site called Online Pizza, and that was the only place. But with how things have escalated, you can order so many things now, which is like, I think that's one of the perks of what's with this whole panini thing. So yeah. I'm gonna choose $1 billion because there's not many things I like more in life than money. Not even eggs do I like more than money. Money is amazing. Money makes you able to do so many things. So I'm for sure gonna, if I had to choose between $1 billion or a lifetime supply of eggs, it's gonna be the $1 billion. For sure. I mean, you could do so much with $1 billion. I would buy a big apartment where I could have a studio. I would buy so many expensive pieces of clothing. And then the rest I'd maybe save for more expensive clothing. Is that a boring answer? I mean, sure. I mean, with money, you can just buy eggs. So many eggs. As many eggs as possible. I think with $1 billion, there's no end to the eggs that could be consumed. Because I mean, I'm not a big eater. As I said, I have a food condition, so I'm not a big eater to begin with. So I don't think I can handle too many eggs to begin with. So the money would work out great for me. So yeah, I'd take the money, please. Who's gonna deposit it into my account? Just send me a DM and I'll give you my account information. But yeah, I'm not sure if I had before people showed up, I was talking about really, really awful work stories. But I did my 2 worst ones when people ask me like, what are some really bad work stories? But I've done some really boring jobs too. I had this one job that paid pretty well, but basically what I did was reading these, I'm not even sure what they were. It were these it was cards that drivers used to just like write down how far they've taken a drive, and then the company got that slip of paper and I had to put that into a program. And that's what I did every day for like 8 hours. And if I had to choose one lifetime supply of eggs for omelets, it's gonna be eggs, because you can make omelets out of eggs. But if you have only eggs, you can make any kind of egg dish. So, that's not a fair trade, because omelets are essentially eggs. I mean, now if you would say I can only choose only eggs or only omelets, but if I choose the eggs, I cannot use the stuff that you put in the eggs to make an omelet, for example, milk, then I would have to go with the omelets, because I love milk. Milk is like my beverage of choice every day. If I could choose, it would be milk only. But yeah, so actually now with my new job, I'm helping up with some support stuff, because the role I was hired for isn't quite ready, which is a weird thing to say, but So I'm helping out with support and customers who email us being like, why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? Help me with this. Can't you help me with this? And let's just say the demographic of my work is and they're pretty young. So it's kind of fun to, answer emails from young people because they're complaining about a lot of things that adults don't complain about. But they're also, in general, nicer, and the complaints are cuter, if I can say that. They're for sure. Hey, lunch company, welcome. Yes, we are enjoying our lunch. Well, I'm finished now, but I'm still here. Well, work is going. It's going. How's it going for you? How's work going? Is it going? If there's a tray of eggs and omelet hanging from the hill, who would you save? The eggs. The eggs. The omelet can't win. The omelet can't win in this scenario. That's just the way it is. But yeah, so I'm doing some weird support work, which is like, luckily I don't have to talk to anyone on the phone. It's all email support. So that's nice. Not that I know a lot of people have. It's fine. So you're allowed to be dumb, anime boy. Oh, catching scalpers. That sounds dangerous. That sounds dangerous. It sounds like you're a secret agent of some sort. While me, I'm just doing child support. Which is not that interesting at all, actually, but no PS5 for scalpers. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. The whole PS5 thing seems to be hell. Yeah, phone work. I don't want to do that. I don't have a fear of speaking to people on the phone. I know it's a kind of common fear that people have to talk on the phone in general. And luckily, I don't have that fear. I'm the kind of person who just picks up the phone to call the bank, But I feel like, having to do support work on the phone would probably not be the best. I feel like people would get very angry very fast. Yeah, oh, the retail FBI, welcome. Welcome, retail FBI. Thank you for your hard work. Yeah, I think the bottom of the barrel when it comes to phone work is for sure to be a salesperson that has to, call and be like, hello, ma'am, would you be interested in this insurance? And you never are. You're never interested. And they're always, bothering you, even though they're nice. It's not a conversation you want to have. It's not something that you're happy about. So yeah, I feel like it must be hard work. The people who do take those jobs, I think they're working hard most of the time, but it has to be suffering to have a job where the people who pick up are not happy to hear from you. So I don't know you, so it's gonna have to be the eggs. No, I'm kidding. I'd probably say the human. I mean, eggs, they're just from animals anyways. But yeah, I've never had a phone kind of. No, I'm lying. I've had a phone kind of job. I didn't sell anything though. The job was simply, I was working for a company who was going to run this event, and they had sent out invitations to people. And my job was basically to go through all the numbers in this document with invitations and call people and be like, hello, I'm calling from blah, 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 blah. I'm just wondering if you're going to attend the event or not. That was my job, which, that was kind of fine because they just had to be like, yes or no, or they could be like, I don't have time right now. And then they didn't have time. That happens. But so I didn't have to, try to make them buy anything. So that was nicer. I think it's the whole thing when you're calling someone that you don't know and trying to make them spend their money. I think that's just a difficult gig, I'd say, in general. Not really very 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 good. So yeah, I'm happy I've haven't had to do those jobs. Actually, I figured out here in the north you can actually see the numbers. With you can tell if it's the salesperson. I don't know. I just feel like eggs falling down a cliff. I would be more okay with the sight of crushed eggs compared to a crushed human, you know? Anyways, so you can actually tell if it's a salesperson here in the north now. I figured it out, so I always know what the number looks like if it's a salesperson. So if there are any northerners out there, if it's 0751, I think, that means it's if the number starts with that means it's someone who wants to sell you something. So I just don't answer, and then I block the number. Yeah. But there are some tricky ones where they get you anyways. So yeah. No fun. Let me get some water. Here we are, the water. So yeah. But this work I'm doing now, it's kind of nice. It's a nice, warm up for when the real stuff is gonna kick in. So it feels kind of nice to just like ease into it. Well, not all girls are, but I am very kind. Well, let's pretend I am. Well, so yeah, my role hasn't really started yet, but so I'm easing into it. In a way, it's nice to, not show up to a new place, and yeah, for sure. Never get as much insult as when doing phone work. I can imagine that that's when people really... And I mean, it hurts more when you have a person, you can hear the person really like telling you shitty stuff over the phone compared to like getting a shitty email where someone is just like, you suck. That doesn't hurt as much because, it's just stupid words. It's like when someone tells you you're shitty at something compared to when someone comments you're shitty at something, I think the hearing the words hurts more than reading them, and they pack a bigger punch, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that I think that's for sure tougher when you can actually hear the force behind the insult. So I really feel for the people who... I think most people who do phone work don't really want to do it. It's usually like, like a last resort. That's how I feel, at least. It's usually young people who really need money that has to take, a phone operator job. And you have to provide a live reaction where you can't insult back. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they'll get your reaction, and I think that I feel like if they can tell that you're being impacted with what they're saying, I feel like they might go in even harder. If they can tell that, even if it's over the phone, they can tell if you feel these insults, and I feel like that kind of makes them feel like they can go in even harder sometimes, which, that sucks. That really sucks. Oh, look at the time. If you had to choose me... Well, look at the time. I actually have a meeting that starts in 10 minutes, so I think I have to clean up and get ready for my meeting. But honestly, Thank you everyone for hanging out, for spending time with me during lunch. I hope we can do this next Wednesday as well. Meet up in the cafeteria, and who knows what's going to be in front of me at the table. I'm going to promise you the milk will probably still be there, but who knows about the food? Might be an egg sandwich. We'll see. Thank you so much for hanging out. And good luck to all of you who go back to work as well after this. It's been nice. Hej då!